everybody, how you're doing today. I want first to check if you can hear me. Can you please reply in the chatting box? All right, great. How are all of you doing today? Good, great. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. All right, so today we are starting first with an in-depth discussion of the course content, grading system, all the course requirements, everything related to the course for you to be able to manage this class until the end of the semester. First thing, the virtual meetings are mandatory to attend, so it's needed. So you are going to be needed to attend those virtual meetings. Today I will be collecting the attendance. I will check the attendance, who is present and who's not. But also you're going to need to be attending those virtual meetings because no recorded session will be available unless there was an emergency or something. At this point only, I will be uploading the recorded session for a specific person. But generally speaking, everybody is going to be in need to attend those sessions. Another thing, why you're going to need to attend those virtual meetings is for you to be able to complete the virtual class activities. And the virtual class activities, as we're going to see, those are questions that will be addressed during the meeting. And you're going to be completing them, and those are going to be submitted towards the end of the semester, as we're going to see when we discuss the course details. All right, so first thing, what are the textbooks and the other materials that are required for this class? First, I'm not sure if you can see the shared screen on here. Can you see it? All right, great. All right, so for the textbook requirements, any edition works fine for us, like either the 9th edition, the 10th edition, or the 11th edition. Whatever editions that you have back from AP1, this works fine for us. This is going to be your reference book. This is where I'm retrieving the information that we are discussing in this class. So I will not be assigning specific pages, so you won't be required to have a specific edition. So you can simply buy any of the 3 editions if you don't have one already from AP1. This is the first requirement. It's very essential to have a textbook with you. You can get, I believe, the 9th edition for 20 or 15 or 30 bucks from Amazon, for example. So it's not going to be a big deal to find this textbook. It's widely distributed. It's available everywhere to purchase. For visible body courseware, here we are not going to be using the publisher platform for assignments or anything, but instead we're going to be using something called the visible body courseware platform. And visible body courseware platform is going to be filled with heavy graphics and 3D models that will help you have a better understanding of the different topics. Also, it has Q banks. It has a lot of stuff that can help you preparing for this class. So how to get the visible body courseware? So you either can get it from the bookstore if it's applicable, if you can. You can purchase the access code. If you don't have access to the bookstore, you're simply gonna go to the announcements on Canvas. You will find that you have already 3 announcements posted for you. So the second announcement says here, please find attached the PowerPoint presentation showing the registration process for visible body courseware. So when you press on it, it takes you to the announcement. This is where you're gonna have the invitation link. You need to use this link. You press on the link, it will take you directly to the visible body courseware, your specific course. If you do already have a username and password, what if I don't have a username and password? Sign out here. And I did try this here. I press the link. It's asking me, are you a new, are you customer for Courseware, or you do already have an account? If you do already have an account, you just use your username and password, and you will be directly invited to the course. You're gonna have access to the course. If you don't have a username and password, you've never used Courseware before, you're gonna sign up for Courseware. Make sure when you are signing up for Courseware to use your college student email, because this is the only way for me to make sure that you are the person enrolled in this course. All right, so please do not use any personal emails when you sign up for Visible Body Courseware. Once you complete entering your email, you create the password, you create your first and last name, you add your first and last name, it will take you to the next page where you can directly purchase the access from the company through their website. So you don't have to buy the access code from your bookstore. You can simply go through the registration process, and it will give you an option to purchase. If you don't have an access code, it will give you an option to purchase the access code from the website itself. All right, is this clear? Is this clear? If you already have it from the last semester, if you do already have it from the last semester, you're gonna just use the same username and password. When you go back in here, when you press this link, you need to press this link, or you copy this URL like this. When you press on the link, it will take you directly to your AP2 course shell. So if you do already have a username and password from the last semester, you're gonna just sign in. So I have a username and password, I sign in, I'm enrolled in this course shell. All right. All right, so moving on to the different course activities. First, before we do the course activities, I just want to make sure that you have an email account definitely provided by the college. You have access to a computer, either a PC or a Mac, not a tablet. You need, in order to complete the course requirements, you need to have access to a full operating system, not a mobile operating system. Either a laptop or a desktop will be fine. All right, so you need a full operating system, either Windows or a Mac OS. to be able to have access to all the course material. Also, I highly recommend you to start downloading those software applications on your device. Adobe Acrobat Reader is a PDF reader for you to have access to PDF files. Flash Player for you to watch the posted videos. Java, this is the same. For downloaded videos, one of the best available video player is going to be the VLC. I highly recommend you to download VLC. All of those are available free, and they are available for you to download when you press on the name. So once you press on the name, it will direct you to their web page, and you can simply download them from your syllabus. And again, here is your syllabus. So when you go to the announcements, the welcome announcement, it has attached to it your syllabus. You can download the syllabus from here. So once you download the syllabus, you're gonna have access to those links in the syllabus. What are the different assigned activities? First, we have homework assignments through Courseware. Those are not graded. Those are for you to have a better understanding of the various topics that we're going to be discussing throughout the semester. So you're going to have question banks through Visible Body. You have applications that you can access, and those are filled with different video animations and 3D models that you can use to have a better understanding. If you are using an ANP app, this goes in this almost the same order as what we're going to be discussing in this course. So cardiovascular system is going to be our first chapters to discuss. So you're going to have a very good set of diagrams and video animations that will be covering important topics. So those are not worth any points towards your course grade, but those are helpful tools available for you to have a better understanding of the various topics that we are discussing. The first graded activity is going to be the Visible Body Courseware Lab assignments, and those are 4 lab assignments available for you when you access the course in here. You have Unit 1 assignments. The ones that are graded are the ones called graded assignments. So you have other assignments which are not going to be graded. Those are just for you to have a better understanding of the discussed topic. The only ones that will be considered towards your grade are the ones that state in the title that they are graded assignments. So for example, Unit 1 assignments, you're going to have cardiac system graded assignment and blood vessels graded assignment. Unit 2 assignments, you're going to have the urinary system practice questions. This is the graded assignments that you've got. In Unit 3 assignment, you have the respiratory system graded assignment. You have the blood and immunity graded assignment. In Unit 4, you're going to have the reproductive system graded assignment and the digestive system graded assignment. So you have 4 units, and each unit has its own graded assignments. Each unit assignment, it's going to be out of 25 points towards your grade. This will make a total of 100 points. So you see on here for the Visible Body Courseware graded assignments, you've got 4 units. Each unit is going to be out of 25 points. So this gives you a total of 100 points. yeah, it's recommended for you to complete all the assignments, also to go and check the other Q banks available for you through Visible Body Courseware. This will help you have a better understanding. This will help you to master the material. But the ones that will be graded, that will be considered towards your final course grade, are the ones that state graded in their title, like what you see on here, graded assignment, graded assignment. All right. Those are the ones that will be considered towards the grade, but I highly recommend you to go through all those assignments and get them completed, watch all the video animations. The more you watch, the more you get involved, the better your knowledge would be. All right, this will be our first graded assignment on here, which is a Visible Body Courseware lab assignment. Next is going to be your chapter quizzes. We have 10 chapter quizzes. Each one is going to be graded out of 16 points. You're going to have 70, you're going to have access to them when you open Canvas. You will see you have 4 modules, module number 1, module 2, 3, and 4. In module 1, we are discussing the cardiovascular system, so you're going to have access to chapter 18 quiz and chapter 19 quiz. Chapter quizzes, those are going to be, as you see on here, each out of 16 points, but it will be graded out of 17 points. This means that you can get 1 extra credit point on each of those 10 chapter quizzes. Those chapter quizzes are going to be available for you to complete from the beginning of the semester until the assigned due date. So if you go here, to simplify the way you manage this course, I did reduce the number of due dates for all the assignments. So you're going to see that you have 4 main due dates that I've marked on the syllabus on here. So you have Monday, June 29th, Monday, July 13th, Monday, July 27th, and Monday, August 17th. Those are the 4 due dates. If you notice on here, on each of those 4 due dates, you're going to have the chapter quizzes due, also the lab exam and the lecture exam. So if we're looking on here for the chapter quizzes, they will be available from the beginning of the semester. So if you try to access them right now, if you try to take the chapter quizzes right now, you get access to them from day 1. Any of the chapter quizzes, 25, 26, every chapter quiz you've got access to from the beginning of the semester until this due date. So if you go back to Canvas on here, you'll see that on June 29th, it's not going to be available anymore to complete. So please make sure you mark those 4 due dates. Those are highly important for you to not miss any of the assigned work. So we've seen 10 quizzes, 10 chapter quizzes, each of them going to be covering a specific chapter. Each one is going to be graded out of 16 points. You're going to have 34 multiple choice questions. This will make each question is going to be out of half point. So you're going to have 1 extra credit point towards each of those chapter quizzes. Next is going to be the lecture exams. And again, we have like the 4 lab assignments, we have 4 lecture exams. A lecture exam for each of the 4 modules. Each lecture exam, it's going to be available for only 1 week before its due date. So if you go back to the calendar of activities on here, for example, lecture exam 1, it's covering chapters 18 and 19. It's going to be due on June 29th. So it's going to be available 7 days before June 29th. So if you go here to Canvas, you try to access the lecture exam 1, you press next. I'm sorry, this is not lecture exam 1. So it will tell you that the quiz is locked until June 22nd. June 22nd is simply 1 week before the due date. So on June 22nd, it's going to be available for you to complete until June 29th. It's going to be available for you to complete within 7 days before the due date. This will be applied to all the 4 lecture exams that we have. For lecture exam 1 covers chapters 18 and 19. Lecture exam 2 covers chapters 25 and 26, 3, 17, 21, and 22, and lecture exam 4 covers 23, 24, and 27. Those are the chapters that we're going to be covering. Moving on to our next set of assigned activities, those going to be the proctored lab exams. We have 4 proctored lab exams. Again, they will be due on the same days as the chapter quizzes and the lecture exams. So lab exam 1 is going to be due on the same day as lecture exam 1, on the same day as chapters 18 and 19 quizzes, in the same day as the visible body courseware lab assignment. All right. How long do we have to take the exam? Like the time limit, you mean? The lecture exams are going to be available for 64 minutes. You have 1 attempt to get the lecture exam completed. So you have 64 minutes. You've got 64 questions, but the lecture exams are going to be graded out of 60 points. So you can get up to 64 out of 60. All right, those are, so you've got a chance to get up to 4 extra credit points on each of the 4 lecture exams. For the proctored lab exams, you will see them normally under Canvas homepage, on the Canvas homepage. So you see Proctored Lab Exam 2. When you try to access it, it's going to be locked now. But even 1 week before the due date, it will ask you to provide an access code. So you won't be able to directly access the proctored exams through Canvas from the home page. You need to go to Smarter Proctoring for you to be able to access the proctored lab exams. All right, so again, the proctored lab exams will ask you for an access code because you won't be, I don't want to allow you to access this exam through Canvas directly. I want you to go through Smarter Proctoring for a video recording to be taken, for you to show your ID to the camera, for you to be proctored. while taking those lab exams. So lab exams, we've got 4 of them. Cardiovascular system lab exam, which is our first lab exam, is going to be out of 100 points. The urinary system and body fluids lab exam, which is lab exam 2, is going to be out of 50 points. Lab exam 3 that covers blood and the respiratory system is going to be out of 50 points. And the last lecture exam that covers the reproductive system and the digestive system is going to also be out of 100 points. So we've got 4 lab exams. 2 of them are worth 100 points each, and 2 are worth 50 points each. So this will give you a total of 300 points towards your final course grade. So 300 points on here. This will be the total points that you can get by completing the lab practical exams. And again, we've got 4 proctored lab exams. And in order for you to access them, you need to go through smarter proctoring. One more thing that will be actually 2 more things that will be assigned to you. The metabolism lab handout, and this is something that I will discuss with you towards the end of the semester. This is one of the last things that we're going to have. And the virtual class activities. Virtual class activities, those are going to be questions that I will be addressing during the virtual meeting. So for example, let's see on here, our very first question in this semester. This is going to be question number 1 here for today's session. All right, so you see on here, our very first question, what is the letter grade for 899 out of 1000 and 900 out of 1000? This is the very first question for today. What do you think? What is the letter grade for 899 out of 1000 points and 900 out of 1000 points? Exactly. So 899 out of 1000, it's a B. And 900 out of 1000 points, it's going to be an A. Why this is our very first question of the semester? Because simply this is a B and can never be an A. All right, I never round up grades. I never round up grades. You've got the chance to get whatever grade that you want. You have all the tools necessary to get whatever grade you want. All right, so how would I write this? This is our very first question for today's in-class activities or virtual class activities. So what will I do? I will open a new Word document. Like this. What will I write down? Or write down first my name. And I want you also to write down your class day and time. So I will be writing down today's class is a Monday, Wednesday class, and we are meeting at 5 p.m. So this needs to be on every single page. For today, I will write down today is 27. And for question number 1, $8.99 it's going to be B, and 900 is going to be. This is my answer for question 1. And as we keep going throughout the meeting, I will be addressing more questions, and I will tell you that this is going to be part of your virtual meeting activities. What will I do with this document that I will keep adding to throughout the semester? So today I'm done. For example, we're meeting on Monday. So we'll again write down my name, or you can add your name and class as a heading to appear on every single page of your document. Monday, Wednesday, 5 p.m. And for example, I'm asking you about different structures of the heart next class. All right, so I will write down the date. Monday, it's gonna be Monday is gonna be June 1st, 2020. And let's say, for example, the first answer is gonna be a right atrium. Second is right ventricle. Next is gonna be pulmonary trunk, and so on. So I will keep adding my answers to the questions in this meeting. And I highly recommend you to keep a backup document for the ones that you are creating all the time. Create a backup for your document for you to not lose this document at any point later on before you submit it. So how would I submit this at the end of the semester? If you go to Canvas, under module 4, you have something called the in-class activities and pop quizzes. You're gonna be pressing submit the assignment. You choose the file from your PC or laptop or whatever you're using, and you're gonna be submitting the assignment. All right, as a single document that you kept adding to from today until August 17th. Anything which is not clear so far? Anything which is not clear? Any questions? All good? One last thing that we're gonna have is gonna be the proctored syllabus quiz. So this is gonna be available for you by this weekend to complete over the next week. It's very important to get this complete. This is gonna be worth only 10 points. I just wanted to make sure that you did read through this everything stated on the syllabus, including the frequently asked question. Those are commonly asked questions that you ask. So please read your syllabus and have an idea about what to expect throughout this course. And the quiz will be available for you to practice on how to take a proctored exam. This is one thing. And for me also to make sure that you did go through every single detail mentioned on the syllabus. All right, so question here just to check if you are still with me. How many due dates, main due dates do we have on which we're going to be completing chapter quizzes, lecture exams, lab exams, lab assignments? We have 4 main due dates. Easy, easy. Any questions on how we're going to be completing anything, where to find anything? Also on Canvas, something that I forgot to mention, under each of the modules, as you see on here, you have the PowerPoint presentations that we're going to be discussing together in our meetings. You also have diagrams which are going to be resembling the lab exams. So those are the most important diagrams which have been highlighted for the most important markings on each of those diagrams and so on. So you have study material available for you. Also, for each of the chapters, you have the chapter Q bank. And the chapter Q bank is simply a PDF file. It's a collection of questions which are similar to the ones that you're going to see on the chapter quizzes, similar to the ones that you're going to see on the lecture exams. And those are helpful tools for you to make sure you've got the main concepts before taking the actual exam. Yeah, by next week, until we meet on Monday, the only things that you're gonna need to complete is gonna be your virtual, the proctored syllabus quiz. All right, this is the only things that you're gonna need to complete until we meet on Monday. But at the same time, you also need to start studying the materials that we're gonna be discussing today. We are starting with chapter 18, and this is a fundamental knowledge that we're gonna rely on in all the upcoming discussions. So it's very important to study after each meeting the material covered in that meeting. So don't wait until the exam or a day or two before the exam to start studying the material. All right, there is no way anybody can complete everything on the day before the due date. You need to make sure you start studying as early as possible, and to get stuff completed before the due date, I just wanted to simplify things for you to have only 4 due dates that you need to worry about. But this doesn't mean that you will be able to complete everything on that due date. You need to complete everything before that due date. So you need to be aware that nobody will be capable to complete chapter quizzes, lab assignment, lab exam, and lecture exam on one day. There is no way anybody can do this. This is going to be a whole month worth of work that you're going to have due on just a single day. All right, is my idea here clear for everybody? All right, so we can have